Hello and welcome back to Inquisitor Martyr. Last time we cleared out it was a lab, effectively, for this mind plague, and it was a mix of Imperial Guard, Rogue Guardsmen, Rebel Guardsmen, if we're going to be specific for titles, and Dark Eldar, which I never really noticed before. I mean, there are other instances where you had two factions in the same map, but just kind of slipped my mind. But here at the results screen, the rate of successful mutants and Xenos mercenaries have been eliminated. Turned out to be a chemical laboratory that supplied forbidden and heretical substances to criminal elements. And our next step is that the rogue Adeptus Biologis has escaped, but we're able to compile a new spheric profile on his whereabouts, and that the Drukhari, Dark Eldar, Cabal has taken him to a decommissioned Void's facility where they're using it as a hideout. I didn't read what that was. Regardless, we're in a Void wreck, and Deep Void facility in question was abandoned during a period of isolation enforced by warp storms centuries ago. A small but potent Dark Eldar Cabal has turned it into a viper's nest, performing a range of insidious experiments, one of which involves the fugitive Adeptus Biologis. And easy orders, just blap everybody you see.
100,000 worlds, 100,000 wars. There is no respite. There is nowhere to hide. Across the galaxy, there is only war.
Can't believe I shanked that shot. Also kind of surprised these guys are a little tanky. But I mean, you get used to just shooting guardsmen. That anything higher than that, if I can't one-tap, is a little of a bit of a foreign concept to me.
Existence of this Xenostorm is a stain upon the galaxy.
I brought it up a little while ago, but wanting factions to get a bit more diversity, I really wish they would do something with the Dark Eldar. I mean, oh my god.
Target acquired.
You want to talk a faction that just feels ignored? Try the Dark Eldar. I mean, these guys, I would argue they're like Orc tier in terms of forgotten. If not more so. I mean, at least the standard Eldar you can play as Harlequins or the Exodites. So there's a little bit of... a wee bit of diversity. I don't even know if Exodites get their own rule set, though. I think it might just be a appearance kind of deal. I actually need to check. Is my inventory just almost full? Okay, I can finish this mission.
Target in sight.
They're just so ignored. And it really sucks, because they're another faction that I feel should really be a lot more menacing than they are. I mean, you can't tell me, with all of the body modification, genetic tampering crap that they pull, you know, the homunculi. These dudes sit around and play with people's genes like they're a cat with a ball of yarn, just unraveling and re-raveling this stuff to no end. You can't tell me they haven't been like, hey, should we just clone some dudes? Because I feel like cloning, if you can't clone Eldar for some stupid muscle reason, you could clone somebody and use them as meat shields. Why aren't they more of a threat to the galaxy as a whole? Or why haven't they...
Target
They have a
in
bunch
sight.
of crazy geneticists, and apparently no one has tried monkeying with the Tyranid DNA? Scoop up some gene stealers or members of gene stealer cults and try to splice something together? I mean, if I was Dark Eldar, if I was a homunculus, I would. I'd be Dr. Frankensteining the hell out of people.
Target acquired.
Just feel like it's another faction that doesn't get enough attention, or like I said before, the Gene Stealer cult. The Gene Stealer cults, they're a faction that feels really whack because all their models are like, yeah, here's some mining vehicle that we repurposed, and here's dudes riding some, Kawasaki 250cc dirt bikes. It's like, okay, this is the military, but then every bit of lore, it's like, oh yeah, these guys completely overtook a planet of Imperial Guardsmen, and they got Bane blades and all this stuff, and I'm thinking, where are these? Where are the rules for this? I want some of this stuff. Or there was the Order of the Bladed Cog, I think it was a Gene Stealer cult that took over a planet that belonged to the Adeptus Mechanicus. So they have, even in the lore, they're like, oh yeah, they have the onagers and all of the AdMech vehicles. I'm thinking, you don't have to give me new models, but damn, you could definitely give me the rules for this. Because I'm sure some people would be totally down with playing a version. If you want to avoid people just rocking those all the time, increase the point value. Hey, this is within the realm of possibility for the Gene Stealer cults, but it's kind of like off-spec, so it's a little more expensive. Do that. People will then have to weigh whether or not they want to leverage potentially more effective equipment or potentially even less effective equipment on the cost. And it also helps for, maybe I don't have enough money for a full army, but I already play, Imperial Guard. Well, then I can just plop my Bane Blade down or a Bane Wolf or a Lehman Russ and be like, yeah, this is currently, it may not look like it, but this is standing in for a Gene Stealer operated one. Everybody within reason can be like, yeah, that's fine. That's an acceptable stand-in. It adds a lot of diversity to the army roster, while also being not that difficult. It's not going to cost extra for making new models while you can sell additional models. I feel like it's a win-win. And then they could finally do Lost and the Damned and give me my Beastmen army that I've been wanting. But let's be real, that's never going to happen. That is my wishful thinking. That is my wish every year, and it never comes true. I was hearing rumblings that we're going to be done with, what are we on, 9th edition? but we might be done with, yeah, I think it's 9th edition, and we're going to be moving to 10th. I'm thinking, didn't we have 9th edition roll out like a year or two ago? That seems really fast. Maybe I'm wrong, we've had it longer, it just feels quick. Maybe it's... I can guess that what it probably is now that there's more Primaris stuff, they need to go back through and rebalance. And because not everybody's gonna buy, you know, this year's chapter approved, they're like, well, people are gonna play with mixed rule sets, and it's easier just to release a new one. I'm thinking, yeah, but then we have to start from square one again, and some factions may or may not have even gotten a book for 9th edition. I mean, didn't they add the Adeptus Custodes? So it's another army to sit here and have to make a new rulebook on and rebalance. And honestly, of all the factions you could pick, I liked the Custodes just being dudes just chilling on Terra. You know, they're not out and about beating people to death, because it's weird. You're sitting here, oh yeah, these are like the greatest guards, ancient warriors created by the Emperor himself, forged in the fires of Valhalla using the grease of the nearby Arby's. And then they're just like, oh yeah, they're also an army now. Have fun, I guess. It's like, it's cool because I always want more armies. I've said it time and again. It's just, I would rather see some non-Earth armies, some non-Empire of Man related stuff get some attention. You know, honestly, what surprises me at this point is we haven't had anything just blatantly absurd. You know, I'm waiting for something I would argue is entirely stupid, like, hey, here's a new, like, Swarm Lord kind of, or Hive Tyrant, but what it is like Cthulhu. You know, we're getting the Tyrannid Hive Fleet Relay or something, or Hive Fleet Yig, where you're just sitting there going, really? We're just straight up doing Cthulhu now? They all got the tentacly mouths and all that, and you're just looking at that kind of flabbergasted. I'm surprised it hasn't happened. I mean, we've seen Cthulhu slapped into everything else, which is a shame because I love crafting horror. It's just too many people getting their hands on that IP doing a crap job.
Perseverance favors the bold. Give them more death.
But now that I say that, there's a chance that could happen. I remember seeing someone actually made, like, custom heads for Tyrannids that was tentacled and supposed to be Cthulhu-esque. There was one I saw that was, Xenomorph heads. That one was really cool, though. I really liked the Xenomorph one. I don't know how I feel about this sniper rifle. No. Face-melting las rifle, it is not. Because, I mean, look at that. I can just pop the shot and then run away. And even though, as you can see, per tick, 48 damage, it's not just... It's not melting dudes. Full stop. It is far from face-melting damage on bosses. But it's discernible. And that's all I care about, is just a little extra damage to put down on enemies.
Glorious carnage.
Ooh, treasure chest. Come on, hook a homie up with some more archaeotech gear. Nothing. Oh, it's a big thing with skulls on it. As I walked by, I thought it was a Castellan robot for the Adeptus Mechanicus. I was like, why is there just a Castellan standing here? But, it wasn't that. I was just going insane slowly.
Generously. My compliments.
Alright. So, that is all for now. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to hit the like button. It helps out the channel a lot. If you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.